Chronic stress is literally converting your hormones into the opposite gender, and that's why you can't lose weight around your belly no matter what you try. If you're doing everything right, clean eating, working out, trying to sleep, but you still feel like you're living in someone else's body with the mood swings, the stubborn weight, the brain fog that won't quit, I need you to hear this. Your hormones are screaming at you, and you've been listening to the wrong advice. Here's the thing. Your endocrine system is like an invisible command center running everything from your energy to your emotions. And when chronic stress hijacks that system, no amount of willpower can fix it. But there are 7 research-backed herbs that can recalibrate your entire hormonal axis, and in this video, I'm breaking down exactly which ones work, how they work, and the hidden dangers nobody talks about. Let's decode your body together. The gender-switching crisis. Alright, let's start with the truth that's going to change how you see stress forever. When you're under chronic pressure, whether it's work deadlines, financial anxiety, or just trying to keep up with modern life, your body doesn't distinguish between a real threat and an overloaded schedule. To your hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, let's call it your stress command center, it's all the same emergency. And here's where it gets wild. In women, prolonged stress forces your body to convert estrogen into testosterone, specifically a potent form called DHT. This is why you might be experiencing hair loss, ovarian cysts, and that relentless belly fat that refuses to budge. Your body is literally masculinizing under stress. In men, the exact opposite. Stress converts testosterone into estrogen, leading to prostate issues and the same stubborn midsection weight gain. Think of it like this: your body is a thermostat trying to maintain perfect temperature. But stress is like someone constantly cranking the dial in random directions. Eventually, the whole system stops knowing what normal even is. This is why every diet fails when your stress hormones are dysregulated. You're not fighting calories, you're fighting biochemistry. And until you stabilize that HPA axis, that command center, your body will keep working against you, not with you. The game changer? There's a class of herbs called adaptogens that act like a biological reset button for this entire system. Once you understand this isn't about willpower, it's about stabilizing your stress thermostat, you stop blaming yourself and start targeting the actual problem. If you're ready to stop fighting your own biology and finally reclaim your hormonal balance with science-backed strategies, subscribe right now. I'm releasing new women's health videos every single week. This is your roadmap out of hormonal chaos. The cortisol thermostat, Rhodiola and holy basil. Now let's talk about the 2 herbs that Russian Olympians and Ayurvedic medicine have been using for centuries to hack the stress response. First, Rhodiola rosea, also called Arctic root or Siberian ginseng. This herb is legendary because it doesn't just give you energy or calm you down. It does something way more sophisticated. It acts like a smart thermostat for cortisol. If your cortisol is stuck on high, keeping you wired, anxious, gaining weight, Rhodiola brings it down. If you're in adrenal burnout with cortisol so low you can barely get out of bed, Rhodiola lifts it back up to functional levels. This is called bidirectional normalization, and it's what makes adaptogens completely different from stimulants like caffeine. Athletes use this to recover from intense training faster because it normalizes cortisol throughout the day, reducing inflammation and muscle stress. But for hormone balance, here's what matters. Stable cortisol means your body stops stealing progesterone to make more stress hormones. That means better periods, better mood, better sleep. Critical timing tip: take Rhodiola in the morning, specifically before noon. It works with your body's natural circadian rhythm, where cortisol should peak in the morning and taper by evening. Taking it too late interferes with sleep. Now, herb number 2. Holy basil, called tulsi in Ayurvedic medicine, literally translated as the holy cow, because of how sacred and comprehensive its healing is. If Rhodiola is your cortisol thermostat, holy basil is your nervous system anchor. This is the herb you need if you're dealing with anxiety, panic attacks, or that constant feeling of being on edge. It directly calms the adrenal glands and acts as what's called a nervine, a nervous system tonic. I want you to imagine your nervous system like a live electrical wire that's been exposed and sparking. Holy Basil wraps that wire in protective insulation, stopping the constant stress signals firing through your body. Here's what makes it especially powerful for women with hormone issues. Holy Basil prevents the depletion of progesterone. Remember, when you're chronically stressed, your body raids your progesterone stores to make more cortisol. This creates what's called estrogen dominance. Even if your estrogen is technically low, it's high relative to progesterone. And that imbalance is a major driver of mood swings, weight plateaus, and brutal PMS. Holy Basil is also clinically effective for autoimmune thyroid conditions, specifically Hashimoto's and Graves' disease, because it calms the systemic inflammation that throws your entire hormonal axis into chaos. My recommendation: make a daily ritual of holy basil and ginger tea. The combination is synergistic. Ginger adds anti-inflammatory power while tulsi anchors your hormones. The ritual itself, the warmth, the aroma, the pause, signals your brain to shift out of fight or flight mode. When you calm the nervous system and stabilize cortisol, you're not just managing stress, you're removing the biological reason your hormones are out of balance in the first place. The ratio fixes Maca and evening primrose oil. Alright, now we're getting into the herbs that specifically target the estrogen-progesterone balance, and this is where most women have been getting terrible advice. Herb number 3. Maca. This Peruvian root that's been used in baking and smoothies for centuries. The mainstream narrative is that Maca is an estrogen booster. That's not just wrong, it's missing the entire point. Maca's superpower is balancing the ratio between estrogen and progesterone. Here's what's actually happening in most women. You might have low estrogen and low progesterone, but if progesterone drops lower, you get estrogen dominance. It's like having two bank accounts. Even if both are running low, if one has $10 and the other has $5, the $10 account is dominant. This imbalance is why you're getting mood swings, depression, and hitting weight loss plateaus. Maca acts like a regulator, bringing both hormones into proper proportion. How to use it? Get raw, organic Maca powder. This matters because processing destroys the active compounds. Start with a 1/4 teaspoon daily and gradually work up to 1 full teaspoon. Blend it into nut yogurt, smoothies, or make homemade protein energy balls. The taste is slightly nutty and malty. It actually makes things taste better. Now, herb number 4. Evening primrose oil. And here's where timing becomes absolutely critical. EPO is loaded with gamma-linoleic acid, or GLA, which your body uses to make prostaglandin E1. This compound prevents your breast tissue from becoming hypersensitive to prolactin, which is why EPO is the clinical gold standard for PMS-related breast tenderness and swelling. But here's the secret almost nobody knows: EPO only works if you take it at the right time in your cycle and at the right time of day. For menstruating women, you take EPO from day 16 or 17 of your cycle until your period starts. Not before, not after. This specific window is when progesterone peaks and when breast tenderness typically hits. And here's the absorption trick: your gut has one fat receptor for all fat-soluble nutrients. If you take EPO at the same time as vitamin D, E, K, or omega-3s, they all fight for that single doorway. Nobody gets through efficiently. Think of it like a crowd of people trying to rush through a single narrow door. Everybody gets stuck. Take your EPO alone in the evening, separate from other fat-soluble supplements, and absorption skyrockets. Bonus use: under professional midwifery guidance, EPO can be inserted vaginally in late pregnancy to help ripen and soften the cervix, supporting a more productive labor. But never do this without medical supervision. When you fix the estrogen-progesterone ratio and stop the PMS cascade, you're not just feeling better 1 week a month, you're stabilizing the entire monthly hormone cycle that affects everything. The danger zone, ashwagandha, and the safety trap. Now we need to talk about the elephant in the room, and this might save your life. Herb number 5. Ashwagandha. This is the most popular adaptogen on the planet right now, and for good reason. It contains over 50 active compounds called withanolides that reduce cortisol, improve thyroid function by boosting T3 and T4 while lowering TSH, and in men, it increases testosterone and sperm quality. But here's the critical warning. Ashwagandha has been linked to rare but serious cases of cholestatic liver injury. Rare doesn't mean impossible, it means you need to be monitoring if you're using it long term. This brings us to the most dangerous myth in natural health, the "it's natural so it's safe" fallacy. Herbs are pharmacologically active agents. They're not gentle suggestions to your body, they're powerful interventions that can mimic, magnify, or completely oppose prescription medications. This is non-negotiable. Before you start any herbal protocol, you need baseline testing. Get your hormone panel: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol throughout the day, and thyroid markers. Without data, you're flying blind. You could be making an existing imbalance worse. Herbs 6 and 7. I'm giving you as honorable mentions with specific use cases. Vitex Agnus cactus, clinically proven to reduce irritability, anger, headaches, and breast fullness from PMS. Multiple trials confirm this. And Saffron 30 mg daily has been shown to relieve both total PMS symptoms and associated depression. Both are effective, but both require the same rule: test first, consult your provider, and monitor for interactions. When you approach herbs with the respect they deserve as powerful medicine, not casual supplements, you get all the benefits without the hidden dangers. Here's what I need you to walk away with today. Your hormones aren't broken, they're responding to chronic stress in exactly the way they're designed to. The solution isn't more willpower or stricter diets. It's stabilizing your HPA axis, that stress command center, so your body stops working against you. These 7 herbs: Rhodiola for cortisol balance, holy basil for nervous system calm, Maca for hormonal ratios, evening primrose oil for PMS, Ashwagandha for comprehensive support, Vitex and Saffron for targeted symptoms, are backed by real clinical research. But they only work when used strategically, at the right doses, at the right times, with medical oversight. Your action step right now: get baseline hormone testing. You can't fix what you haven't measured. Remember, balance isn't a destination, it's a journey of listening to what your body is trying to tell you. If this video just connected the dots on why you've been struggling, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, which hormone symptom has been haunting you the most. I want to know what you're dealing with. Let's keep building your roadmap to hormonal freedom.